Alright, so I think I am streaming right now. I think it's, I assume it's going. Alright, I think it is... I think I am streaming right now. Okay, alright, it is live. Good. We need to make sure it's live before we go live, before we actually do anything, but I think we are doing anything. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit to see, there should be a few seconds of delay between when it shows up on my screen and when I actually do it. Okay, so we are live. Alright, and since this is kind of a last-minute stream that just kind of appeared, I don't think that many people are watching yet. But people will probably come in and filter in as time goes on. So I'm going to... I'm just going to get going. I think most people probably just watch the replay when it's over at the end anyway. And... I mean, I could have just pre-recorded this entire thing, but... honestly, streaming takes a lot less effort because I don't actually have to edit things. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. As the description said, 1 week ago I put up a poll that asked what country I should play as today. Today just so happens to be the first day of the month of May, which is... well, it's still May. It is still the 1st of May local time, so... it may not be where you live, but anyway, we're going to keep going. Better late than never, I guess. And so naturally, if I'm going to stream today, I should probably play a socialist country. And I put up a poll asking which socialist countries specifically people wanted me to play. And let me see if I can get the poll up right now. Under posts... here we go. This was the poll. 2 people voted, which was pleasantly surprising. But it also led to a tie. So I could play Stalliongrad, or I could play Stalliongrad. But these are 2 different games. Now I decided that Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, it's a somewhat obscure city builder that... it's one of my favorite games of all time. And I really want to play it on stream at some point. But I think it would take a while to actually set up a game. And they're also coming out with a DLC soon. So I want to see how that affects the game before I go forward and actually play it. So I might do that in June. Once the DLC has come out and I have enough time to test it. And decide if I want to actually incorporate it into the gameplay or not. But Equestrian War Stalliongrad, that was the other option. I included Vanilla Hoi with the Soviet Union, which I haven't played since they did No Step Back, so that would be a new experience for me. And to be honest, I haven't really played very much of Stalliongrad either, so regardless of what I choose, it would probably likely be new for me. The other option was to do Baltimore, Vancouver, or Scandinavia, which I promised if this option got a lot of votes, if it got enough votes, then I would create another poll to narrow it down between the 3, because YouTube only allows up to 4 options for a poll. I could do any of these later on, but since Stalliongrad was the favorite, we're going to go ahead and do that. Hey Ulti, what are we going to do tonight? The same thing we try to do every night, Cine. Try to build communism. And building communism is indeed what we are going to do. Let me just set things up here. The first thing that greets you when you click on Stalliongrad and select it for a new game... well, the first thing that actually pops up is the welcome screen. I should probably set some music that would make sense. I don't know. Stalliongrad, 1007. For the longest time, what is now Stalliongrad were different states and provinces of Equestria. Eventually, however, food shortages in the region resulted in famine, and the plea for help towards the Equestrian government was to no avail. As such, a revolution began to brew within the malnourished people in and around the city of Stalliongrad. In the year 995, Stalliongrad declared its independence from Equestria, under the proud leadership of the Supreme Soviet, which included ponies such as our current General Secretary Altidia. Equestria attempted to quell the revolution through military force, but our spirit remained unbroken, and they eventually retreated. Stallion was safe, it was free. With independence came greater responsibilities and problems, however. Our nation still suffers from food shortages and is at the risk of famine, only made worse by the attempts at collectivizing our economy. We must make sure to fix this problem as soon as we can, or else we might face an actual famine and be responsible for the starvation of hundreds, if not thousands, of ponies. Or hundreds of thousands, or even millions. To make matters worse, the Supreme Soviet is in a struggle for leadership. Our old General Secretary, Altidia, is losing the favor of the Soviet in favor of two fellow revolutionaries, Vasily and Sinister, both of which have very different approaches on how to lead Stalliongrad into the future and how to solve its problems. With an election of a new General Secretary coming up, Stalliongrad is holding on by a thread. The future of the home and bulwark of the revolution is unknown and uncertain. And the second thing that pops up is a warning that says, warning, very old country. Very old country. We were founded like less than 10 years. We were founded like 12 years ago. What are you talking about? If you want an old country, go look here. It literally says old country on it. But anyway. Greetings, this message is here to let you know that the country you have selected is one of the oldest countries in the mod, and thus it is not quite up to the standards which we've set with many of our new releases, aka feature creep. It is currently being reworked, but there will be some time until that is finished. Stalliongrad in particular has a few issues, notably with certain paths not working properly due to how old the country is, as well as a general lack of flavor/lore that may lead to a poor experience. If this is your first time playing the mod, which it isn't, we recommend picking a different country, which it isn't, which we won't do because I promised I'd play this. If you know what you're doing or you wish to play the country anyway, which I do for both, hope you have fun, the Equestrian War Team. I hope we do too. Although the first hour or so of any Hoi 4 game is just going to be setting up, but still. This is Stalliongrad. I mean, this is Stalliongrad. The city Stalliongrad. Wait, hold on. And this is also the state of Stalliongrad, and this is also the country of Stalliongrad. So you've got a Stalliongrad, you've got Matryoshka Stalliongrad. So you've got a Stalliongrad inside of a Stalliongrad, inside of a Stalliongrad. Okay, but the actual lore is that this region was called Sevoyana, and then they just decided they were going to name the country Stalliongrad after the city and the state. Anyway. So, these are... We have 9 divisions, which isn't much. We're going to have to build more in order to send volunteer divisions. This is the Ponies Militia. We're going to use a different icon to differentiate it from these guys. We're gonna have to build another division of these at least so we can expand our army, because I think you need at least 10 divisions to do yeah, you need at least 10 divisions to do volunteers, and we'd like to help these guys because they are also socialists. And these guys are going to go socialist pretty soon, so we're going to need to help them out as well. But for now, we're going to have to look at our army here. We have one marshal, this guy. And then we have a bunch of other things, which we're going to have to deal with. we'll put the tank commander in charge of the tank. And there's a motorized commander in charge of the motorized. Here we go. And I often like to color code the divisions so that they're the same color as the commanders, so I know.
Ponies at the ready.
So that I know who controls what. I think it's a way of making things a lot easier.
Our lands must be preserved. Magic makes us strong. Answering the call. Ready to do our part. Our lands
It's not going to
must be
take that
preserved.
long to set up because they don't actually have that much stuff. At the beginning, at least, they don't. But they will have more over time later on.
Ready to do our part. Answering the call.
Alright, that's the army, and then here we have the navy. We basically have one fleet of ships, and then one fleet of submarines. There is an obvious submarine commander, so we'll put him in charge of those. And then, I don't know, I'll just put her in charge since she has the best stats. And I don't think any of the ships begin with... Okay, they're all fully trained at the beginning, so we don't have to deal with that. And, okay, well, first of all, the experimental facilities. We actually do have 3 scientists to begin with. They're all, like, background characters who I believe actually live in Ponyville in the show, but for whatever reason, the devs of this game said, hey, instead of just making up our own OCs who live here, we're gonna take, like, random characters from here and we're gonna move them over here. But whatever, this is what we get at the beginning. And they couldn't even be bothered to give us, like, 3 different categories so that we'd have people for all of our facilities. Instead, it's like we have 2 land scientists, 1 air scientist, and we're going to have to spend like 100 political power to recruit a Navy scientist later on. Okay, we'll recruit the armored specialist now because I'd like to get military engineering vehicles. I think is probably the first one we should probably do. It has occurred to me that this is the first time that I've done the first time I've done a Hoi 4 stream after they added the I think it's the first Hoi 4 stream I've done since they added the research projects. So this is going to be somewhat of a learning experience for me too, because I haven't done all of them yet in my own personal games. But we'll get to the end eventually, because this is a socialist country, so we're all in favor of progress here. And of course, of all the ideologies, socialism is the most conducive to progress. Or at least that's what I think a socialist would say. We're going to have to wait for the breakthrough point to do that. And then this is the only option for an air scientists, but we don't have any breakthrough points. So we're just going to have to let these two chill out in their laboratories. They're going to do fundamental research until they get breakthroughs, and then we're going to have... and then we can start using them for projects. But we have more important things to deal with for the moment, primarily incomplete industrialization and food shortages, which we're going to have to resolve somehow. One way we can resolve the food shortages is to research earth-pony agriculture. Well, actually, I'm just trying to get the population up, because we only have about 8.5 million, which in this world is not bad, but we are surrounded by countries that are... We have a lot of enemies around here that we're going to need a really big army, and the first way we're going to do that. So if we start off with population growth bonuses early, that would be the best way to achieve that. Anyway, for these other things, early electromechanics is usually a good one to take, and then beyond that, it is kind of surprising that we have tank divisions but not maintenance companies, and at least I'm led to believe that this is an important thing to have if you have if you're using army units, is to have maintenance companies to actually maintain them. Our tank companies aren't actually that big. I mean, this one is mostly just motorized infantry with a handful of tanks. And it is kind of... I mean, we have this division, but we don't actually have any medium tanks to use it with. So we'll have to start production on that at some point. As soon as we get the factories up that... Oh, wait, we do have production, but we just don't have any tanks built yet. Never mind. But still, it is kind of... I just find it very kind of ironic that within the lore of EAW, Stalliongrad was the first country in the world that used the concept of the tank. And yet, Changelings have, like, what, 3 different tank divisions at the beginning of the game, and we only have 1? They have more tanks than we do, even though we invented the concept. But eventually we'll build more tanks than them, don't worry. Okay, we don't have the points to get another scientist yet. Free civilian factories, I usually just build a couple of random civilian factories in random places, just so that we can use those that construction power just as something to do idly until we have something specific we want to build. Maybe a military factory at some point. In fact, maybe we'll build a military factory now. It's going to take a while to complete that, though. So we're going to get going. Alright. I'll just save the game really quickly so we don't lose anything if it were to crash now. So this is the tree at the beginning, which, to be honest, as far as like vanilla Hoi trees go, this is pretty substantial. It's not bad. Problem is, as I mentioned before, this mod has succumbed to feature creep. We'll pick a random ass country nobody cares about as an example, and then look at this enormous tree that's bigger than what most countries, most of the majors in vanilla are less than this. And this is just some random, like, country that nobody cares about. So yeah, feature creep. But anyway, we're gonna do this. We're gonna stop talking and actually start going. So the only tree focus we can do at the very beginning is the palace. Is that we're gonna build the palace of the Soviets. We have to take that focus first, and I think it gives us a bunch of events. We have to go this tree first, and then eventually it will unlock the other ones. With your approval, we can start building the Great Palace of the Soviets. In time, it will be a gigantic building in the center of Stalliongrad, representing the strength and power of the working class. That will give us enough political power to get the scientist, although it might be better to spend it on changing the economy law or hiring an advisor or so. Home of the Revolution. More than a decade ago, the Great we should get some more reverential music for this. We already did this, but whatever. More than a decade ago, the great revolutionary named Steel Stallion sparked a revolt in the city of Stalliongrad, one of the poorest regions of Equestria. They dreamed of forming a country with a completely new and economic and social system, being Vanguard Socialism. Where every pony is given equal opportunity, where every pony receives everything according to their needs. The revolt spread like wildfire and received support from surrounding cities and villages. Equestrian officials were sent to quell the rebellion when the independence of the Republic of Stalliongrad was announced. The Equestrian Army Command could not tolerate it, and, in several hours, the Equestrian Royal Army entered the territory of the young Republic. The war continued for less than a week before Princess Celestia personally ordered her troops to stop their advance. Several generals were fired from their posts for their aggressive actions. With hopes of a brighter future, the determined ponies of Stalliongrad continue their struggle. Never forget.
Magic makes us strong. Magic makes us strong. Neither snow nor rain can stop us. Move out! Moving out.
I'll just move these guys around a little bit. Alright. So we have more intel on our borders. Oh, wow. Should I have built that? I don't know. Shortage will last 46 days. The time of troubles. After more than a decade since the establishment of the Republic of Stalliongrad, the future of it has been covered in the mist of disputes, political and social stagnation. Promises of better life are not becoming reality. However, the masses are not discouraged yet, and if we continue to choose the right path, reform the government, finish industrialization, and end the food shortage problem, we can rely on our people to support us in every move. Horror show. A lot of the events in this country have responses that are what I assume Russian words that I don't understand. We don't care about Coldstream. Nobody does. Party disagreements. When the revolution succeeded, the Stalingradian Communist Party took control of the state in their hooves. For most of that time, the highest positions of the party have been occupied by Altidia Revoltsova, and Vasily Wheaton. This guy. Two Earth ponies, under whose leadership Stalingrad began its transformation into a Soviet state. During that time, the two ponies envied each other more and more. Over time, their leadership has turned into a competition of personal achievement. The party is split in two groups, each supporting the leader of their preference. It continues. Oh yeah, we have 4 factories available, although there is a deficit of rubber, so we should pick a country to import rubber from. Ideally one that's far away that won't be a threat to us. Borzina is a good choice because they're weak, and honestly, they could use some factories to assist them, but they don't have quite enough rubber. Falcor, I'll just do that. They're gonna get steamrolled by Wing Barty anyway, but giving them just a little bit more industrial strength might help them hold on a little bit longer. Unfulfilled import. Okay, well, we have enough. In fact, I'm wondering if maybe we should just go ahead and form the intelligence agency now. The SKVD. Not the NKVD, but the SKVD. I know, those food shortages are pretty bad, aren't they? The power of the ponies. Arguments in the Supreme Soviet are rising in strength every day. As a more active and radical pony, Altidia promotes change and openness of the state affairs to the public. Vasily argues that to prevent counter-revolution and promote stability, Stalliongrad should stick to the current government and wait for the right moment to act. They both suggest their own vision of the actions to take in the current situation. Jest. Not everything in this is this boring. This country has an unusually large amount of expository dialogue at the beginning. But it's not nearly as bad as a country like Kyria, which I've always wanted to do, but I'll probably do Kyria eventually at some point, but I want to play through it myself at least once before... Because I think you kind of have to know exactly what you're doing, and I do not know what I'm doing yet, at least not for them. Alright, SKVD is complete, but we don't have enough factories to do anything else. Different outlook. In the latest private meeting of the party members, the main topic of discussion was the situation of the country. As always, the two leaders expressed different plans for the first steps to solving the issues that concern the citizens today. Altidia suggested that Stalliongrad requires an expansion of the propaganda and educational campaigns in order to make more ponies class-aware and interested in politics, which, in the long run, will provide us with capable ministers and organizers. Vasily suggested the state needs to relocate these resources on supporting the worker cooperatives in Stalliongrad. This path will lead to the industrialization that can be finished quicker. So we have to make a choice, which basically boils down to which one of these two that we want. I don't think the choices necessarily lock us out of either of these three paths. But it does... We do have to decide what exactly we want specifically. Industrial funds seems like the more practical choice that would actually result in our problems being solved. However... I think maybe what I should do for now is maybe one of each. We'll do propaganda broadcasts at first, and then the railroads later. I mean, look at those. Isn't this cool? What? Don't you want more of them? The Emperor is dead. After a long 40-year reign, the Chthonian Emperor Grover V passed away in the Imperial Palace. Blah 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 blah. Good riddance. We don't care about Imperials. But it hasn't broken out just somebody ready.
At the ready.
For when it finally for when it finally does break out. Alright, the next thing that we need to research, all-weather gear would be nice in ponified Russia. After all, there's still snow, and it's almost May. But that's not available yet. Guns, special forces would be useful. Field hospital would be very useful. Anti-air is also useful. Let's do the field hospital for now. Wait. Okay, yeah. Field hospital for now.
Answering the call.
This shouldn't take long because they're very weak. And they don't have any supplies. Well, as I said, that war probably isn't worth getting involved in. There aren't really a lot of wars going on. Oh, wait, there are... Okay, well, these two are basically just the same war, but with different factions. There's a 4-sided war going on here, but we don't like any of the factions, so we don't care, and I don't think they like us. And then there's also a... Wait a minute, I just realized. These guys are socialist, aren't they? Maybe we should bother helping them out just a little bit.
Ready to do our part.
Who can we actually spare?
Ponies, at the ready. Our lands must be preserved.
Alright, we'll send Ember Flare, or at least we'll offer Ember Flare. Alright, they will allow us to fight.
Pin them down.
Now I have to decide where else to go. This seems like an opportunity right here, because that city looks unguarded. So maybe we could just swoop right in to take it.
Moving out.
Okay, it is guarded.
Moving out.
Civil War in Longsword. The county of Longsword has been under the rule of the Reformisten, who are basically just pony Nazis. No, Griffin Nazis. Quite literally Griffin Nazis. And they are committing genocide against the poor little ponies. I hope the ponies will be okay. But we can do more than hope. We can actually send... Oh, wait. 10 divisions to be able to... We have 10 divisions, unless they're not counting the ones we've already sent, which means we are going to have to raise even more divisions in order to be able to send more divisions. Earth Pony Sappers would be very useful, since we're going to war already and we don't really have... Okay, these guys don't even have engineers, which sucks, but we'll get the points eventually.
Answering the call. Move out. Neither snow nor rain can stop us.
Okay.
Magic makes us strong.
These guys usually get destroyed pretty early in the war, but... But since they're socialist, it kind of behooves us to actually... to at least try.
Neither snow nor rain can stop us. Ready to do our part.
To support them.
Our lands must be preserved. Answering the call.
We'll wait for these guys to recover until
Our lands
we
must be
deploy them.
preserved.
Same with these guys.
Moving out.
Alright, now we're going to try to help them.
Magic makes us strong.
And now back home.
Answering the call.
These guys are done.
Magic makes us strong.
Oh, okay. We can actually send them. Was it this guy that was... Yeah, Cogwheel. He's done. Alright, Cogwheel. We'll send Cogwheel out to try to help them.
Advance. Magic makes us strong. Moving out. Answering the call.
I think all the submarines are finished building. Okay, except this one, but... It will be done soon. In the meantime, we'll start training the other ones. Actually, you know... Oh, wait. I was gonna say, we could buy guns, but none of our allies are selling any. Which is a shame, because we can't raise soldiers fast enough. But then again, we don't have that many... much in the pony power pool to draw on either. We could probably start earning points for the military, though.
Give them no quarter. Neither snow nor rain can stop us.
Military coup in the Empire. Well, that's very well, I mean, it's horrible that they killed the child, but, it is actually good that the Empire has collapsed. Probably something that these guys were waiting for a long time, but... no, it well, it finally happened, anyway. It's gonna be a couple days until that happens. And I see an opportunity over... Oh, wait a minute. Fuck. Okay. I thought we could just walk in and take it. We're not gonna do that. But we can at least hold on to that territory and keep the pressure up.
Answering the call. Magic makes us strong.
I think we could probably train... Oh, I forgot to train the planes when we had that training focus up. We might as well do it now.
Please clap.
There is certainly a lot of clapping in communism, in the Soviet. Okay, we have to wait for an event in order to move on to one of these things. But now might be a very good time to save the game, which any good player should be doing frequently. We've been doing this for about 46 minutes. I think we could probably go for another hour at least.
Ponies, at the ready.
We're not going to have any big major wars during that time, I don't think, but...
Move out!
Okay, that's good opportunity. You managed to seize a city on the other side.
Move out.
What if we were able to capture that? Okay.
Moving out.
Internal politics. It is obvious that both leaders have good points and a reasonable approach concerning the situation in the state. However, the personal grudge is still tense between them. Recently, Vasily demanded a compromise from Ultidia, claiming that he has been doing a great job staying in power under her and that he wants to receive his due appreciation and the higher post of General Secretary of the party, an equal to Ultidia herself. We need to decide whether we are going to support him or Ultidia. Can we have two General Secretaries? Okay. We could vote for Ultidia, and just keep cock-block Vasily. We could support Vasily. We will not allow division in the party. If the current state of affairs continues, the country will become a slave of imperialist powers around. Or, compromise. Find a compromise between the party leaders and ease the tensions. You know, this is the more exciting of the two focuses. But this is My Little Pony, after all. So, the pony-like way is to compromise. So that is what we will do.
Answering the call.
Alright, we managed to capture the capital. Oh, but doesn't look like they surrendered just yet. Okay, 5% or less. That's kind of crazy, but I might as well just hold on to the city. Oh, and I got a medal. We don't have the points to give them up, but they do have unique medals here. Just need to wait a little bit longer.
Answering the call.
The Summer Sun celebration. Life is good in Equestria. Equestria, but not Severiana, because we still got that food shortage going on. But we'll fix it soon enough, and life in Severiana will be better than it is in Equestria.
Magic makes us strong.
I don't know. It might just be best if we, I don't know, just wait here, hold on to the city, see if... They need to grab more territory over here, but they're focusing on this guy. And I know that this guy is the greater of the two evils, but come on. You could capitulate her if you just pushed a little bit harder.
Ponies at the ready.
Speaking of pushing hard, I'm not sure which one I should give. Red Star, good job.
Pin them down.
How are we doing over here? Okay. Looks like you're holding up decently. Keep up the good
Our
work.
lands must be preserved.
Prywin. Oh, we've been ignoring
May the
Prywin
snow
for a
rain
while,
can
haven't
stop
we?
us. Neither snow nor rain can stop us.
Alright, we'll keep an eye on that. Oh, it's unfortunate that they got encircled, but we'll break them out soon. With this war, it's better if you focus on this pocket first, because they're far away from the capital. And so, according to Hoi 4 game mechanics, they get a supply penalty. Although I'm not sure if you can use the river to get supplies. I mean, realistically you could, but this is Hoi 4 logic, so...
Magic makes us strong.
Oh! Truly the stream of all time. I didn't realize someone had finally left a comment. It is truly... Oh, wait a minute. They left their capital... Okay, they left their capital open.
Keep it up, every pony.
And now we get to award another medal. Except we don't have the points yet, so we'll just have to wait on that.
Keep it up, every pony.
I should probably just
Ready to
attack
do
one
our
of these
part.
guys just to make sure something will happen. Or maybe not, I don't know.
Keep it up, every pony.
Okay, we captured that city and now we're being attacked.
Moving out. Our lands must be preserved.
We're holding on to Trotgears. Would it make sense to go around here and try to capture the rest of it? I don't know.
Magic
We should
makes
probably
us
just
strong.
try to defend it as best we can.
Move out. Moving out. Ponies at the ready.
Alright, we have this guy open.
Neither snow nor rain can stop us.
These guys are all trained.
Our lands
These...
must be
Okay, they're
preserved.
still working.
Answering the call.
Alright. Something I often like to do is establish a separate division specifically for training. And I usually put it green, and I call it training. Wait.
Ponies at the ready.
Here we go.
Ready to do our part.
I wonder if we can add more divisions anywhere. No, not Lend-Lease. Okay. Well, we could Lend-Lease. They might actually need the equipment.
Take cover! Pin them down!
Oh shit, we... Oh no. Being attacked.
Engaging our foe.
Unfortunately, we might have to retreat. Because they're not going to support us.
Answering the call. Move out!
They were so close to surrendering, and yet they didn't.
Pin them down!
Oh shit, we're losing this too, aren't we?
Keep it up, every pony.
Well, at least we're doing well over
Pin
here.
them down.
Please clap.
Moving out.
Ten conditions. Vasily sends his conditions that should be met by Altidia's side if they want to keep the party in one place. These new rules should restrain party leaders from using their power for things other than serving the people. Luckily, nothing interrupted the Soviet on the sunny July day. Tensions between the two party groups were peacefully talked over. The committee came to an agreement that the conflict should be resolved peacefully. The summits will continue until all questions are discussed and a solution to all of them is found. Way to go. And they give you a little reward for promoting compromise. Because that is the pony way.
Engaging our foe.
And we can finally reward these guys for...
Ponies, fire!
although they might have to evacuate, so that victory is short-lived. Unless that guy can help us. Okay, good.
Ready. Moving out.
The new Daring Do
Ponies,
book.
At the ready.
I'm honestly kind of surprised that Stalliongrad, of all places, is... The older books were better. But anyway. The planes are probably finished by now. These guys can keep going just a little bit longer. The Grand Galloping Gala. So, we approved of pretty much all of the other things. We approved of the Summer Sun celebration. We approved of the Crystal Fair. But for the Grand Galloping Gala, that's the one that we choose to say, wasteful royals. It is truly wasteful. I mean, if they opened it up to everybody, if anybody could come attend, well, okay, I guess, what's the population of Equestria anyway? I don't think they tell you the civilian population. But okay, we can't fit like 50 million ponies in one city, but... I mean, why don't they just have the gala in like every city, and then like every pony can attend the gala? That would be the socialist answer, I think.
Our lands must be preserved.
When we conquer Equestria, that's what we're gonna do.
Ponies,
We're gonna make the gala available to everyone.
Moving out. Give them no quarter. Answering the call. Our lands must be preserved.
6 factories. I'm not sure where we keep getting all these extra factories from, but it is good that we're getting them. We don't have any equipment to buy, so we might as well expand the intelligence agency a bit. Another war, but I don't think there is a side we necessarily support in this one. But it is good that the Imperialists are fighting each other.
Ready to do our
So we'll
part.
just sit back and watch.
Moving out. Pin them down. Advance. Neither snow nor rain can stop us.
What are we going to research now? Anti-aircraft guns we don't necessarily need yet, but we might as well just have them.
Ponies at the ready.
In fact, we might as well just upgrade the tanks now. Maintenance company and an engineer company. Alright, I think that would be better. Wait.
Answering the call.
Shit, the agent was captured. Alright. Well, we only have one agent, so we can't really do that. Sorry, but...
Pin them down.
Okay.
Advance. Moving out. Advance.
Oh, wait a minute. We could move
Moving
into
out.
here. We'll capture the capital a second time. It doesn't look like we gained another medal for that, but whatever. It's an important territory to hold.
Give them no pull.
Maybe they will have learned their lesson and will actually support it now.
Moving out. Ponies at the ready.
Over here we got this guy.
Neither snow nor rain can stop us.
And let's see how those submarines are doing. One of them is damaged, so we'll have to just stop it. And how are the research facilities doing? We still don't have any breakthroughs yet, but we might be able to get some soon. Takeover of Hippogriphia. This does not look good. I mean, the red, and red is our color, so normally we approve of that, but she does not look friendly at all. We're going to have to liberate them eventually, but we have bigger fish to fry for the moment. No pun intended, but... Okay.
Gun with hooves.
This war is pretty much almost over. So we'll just send a guy up here. But I think they can kind of handle it on their own.
Answering the call.
These guys, on the other hand, they have their work cut out.
Ready to do our part.
Did they lose... Okay, I guess they didn't lose Trot Jews, but they do have...
Moving out.
They have their work cut out for them.
Answering the call.
And Longsword.
Our lands must be preserved.
We might as well help them here.
Answering the call. Answering the call. Ponies, at the ready.
We have some points, so we might as well design a better infantry template. Let's use the sickle, because hammer and sickle. Recon detachment and engineer company. Alright, that would be it. We can't exactly deploy that template yet, but because all the... I think it would be difficult to try to reinforce these guys since they're abroad, but as soon as they all come home, they're going to get upgraded.
Pin them down. Keep it up, every pony. Advance. Pin them down.
Oh, wait. I didn't realize that they had the war. Well, I would have helped them, but that war tends to happen so quickly that there's not... By the time your people get there, it's already over. So, this place is secure. They've all but destroyed the monarchists. This place is secure. They've destroyed the monarchists. This place we're still working on, but it looks like we're making good progress. This place is a clusterfuck that will probably keep going for a while. But it looks like we have some news. Evil resides near our borders. Indeed, it does. But do we want to send volunteers to help them? They're royalists, so no. What if I offered volunteers to Sombra? Sombra has refused. Alright. Well, fine. The royalists will just have to fight each other without our intervention. That being said, it might be good to maybe train another militia unit and station it close to the border just in case.
Pin them down. Neither snow nor rain can stop us.
Oh,
Magic
okay.
makes us strong.
Yeah, we're gonna need to make
Move
sure...
out.
We can hold on to that.
Pin them down.
Okay.
Ponies at the ready. Moving out.
Alright, hold
Magic
on to
makes us
that.
strong. Moving out.
They just won't die, won't they? I mean, they don't even have a capital, so I'm not sure where they'd be getting supplies from.
Advance.
But anyway, back to the homeland. Oh, look, we have an industrial bonus. It would probably be most useful if we used it on synthetic materials.
Ready to do our part.
Okay, these guys are fully trained. They can go in the regular
Magic makes
garrisons
us
now.
strong. Answering the call.
I'm not sure if there's anything we could do here that would necessarily be helpful. I mean, I'm tempted to try to go all the way over to the capital, but I could easily get cut off that way, and I don't want to take on that tank without support. So I'll just stay
Keep it
here
up,
for now. Prywin has fallen, or rather Broadfeld has fallen, and Prywin has risen. So that's good news. Raise this barn, we might as well.
How do I hold a gun with hooves?
Please clap.
The Rosewood Order has capitulated, which is good.
Magic makes us strong.
The Prywin Civil War ends. After nearly 3 years of bloody fight, we need more triumphalist music. After nearly 3 years of bloody fighting in the fields of Prywin, the Civil War ended with communist revolutionaries claiming the victory. The country is left devastated and will take many months for the Griffins to rebuild their homeland. The fate of Broadfeld's royal family and the future of the Prywinian Griffins is now in the claws of Philip Red Glad. This guy. The neighbors are very worried by this turn of events, but it is a glorious day for communism indeed. Well, not these neighbors. These neighbors, certainly, and maybe these ones. And maybe these ones. I don't think these ones care. And these ones are certainly happy, and so are these. 10 conditions. On today's summit, it was finally decided to reconcile the two leaders. Listening to his 10 conditions to Altidia, he demanded all of them to be met by her. He exclaimed that if the head of state refuses them, Vasily is going to leave the party. Keep it stable, or decline the demand and he leaves the party. Well, as I said before, the pony way is to compromise. She doesn't really have a choice. 125. Almost enough for the, that guy. Guess we could try to do that.
Answering the call.
Oh yeah, I could have capped... Okay. So it looks like they're winning.
Answering the call.
Not sure about these guys, but... maybe something's happening there.
Answering the call. Ponies at the ready.
Oh yeah, we have to pick a national focus. Oh wait, we can't. Okay, we're just gonna have to wait for an event to fire.
Magic makes us strong. no quarter.
Alright, the
Makes us strong.
Prywin dudes have
Our lands
returned.
must be preserved.
That's nice. We can award them a medal, but we need to rescue the spy first, so... He's hanging on. I think we might be able to make it.
Magic makes us strong.
Maybe. I'll save the game since it's been a while since we last did that. There's a big event coming up which is gonna eat up a lot of the processing power of the computer, but
Magic makes us strong.
okay, I think we can fight
Moving out.
them. Oh no. They might lose the city.
Give them no quarter. Move out.
We gotta make sure that doesn't happen.
Advance.
These guys are still under attack, but they'll survive. Boom. You weren't expecting that, weren't you? Or were you? The Equestrian Civil War has occurred. Speaking of war, we can finally award this guy his medal. Hero of the Revolution for participating in the occupation of the former monarchist capital.
Magic makes us strong.
Civil War in Equestria, an opportunity. Equestrian Civil War has begun. We have a chance to get our territories back when they are weak. It was never really established that these were our territories, but I'm assuming they're part of the historical region of Severiana, but because we start with claims on these areas, but they're not in our possession. So basically, it's saying we're going to take over. Equestria isn't chaos as it fights itself. It is an opportune moment to finally recover our southern territories. Effects if not selected within 14 days. We get 250 political power, but at a price of minus 20% popularity. The effects when selected. We get to steal some of the Lunar Empire states, but we torpedo our relationship with the Lunar Empire. But it's already very bad anyway because of the territorial claims, so we might as well seize them. And here we are.
Ponies at the ready.
Now we're going to have to move all of our people up
Ready
to make
to
sure
all
that
points.
our new borders are fully protected.
Move out. Answering the call. Moving out. Moving out.
Stalliongrad creeps south. We should get more exciting music for this. In a textbook case of the Stalliongrad military doctrine, the original breakaway nation from Equestria has deployed... That's right, the original breakaway nation. Ha, we beat you by like 12 years. So suck it. We broke away before it was cool. In the textbook... Okay, a lot... has deployed their military to the south and into the territory of the newly formed Lunar Empire. What positions Nightmare Moon's military were able to hastily erect in the chaos of the ongoing civil war were quickly swept away, troops fleeing in their wake. Nightmare Moon was unable to be reached for comment, but Gensec Eltidia was quoted as saying, "This morning's events were a natural occurrence of the equestrian Alicornarchy." Despite both sides saying they did not wish to escalate it at the current time, it's Doubtable that this will lead to future conflict. In the future, well, welcome to the motherland. And I think these are cores, which means we get to expand our population by about 1.5 million, with no penalty. Wait, it says garrison 1.6. Okay, what's the occupied states? Okay. The Cliffish Isles are occupied. I guess we just randomly decided to seize them. Speaking of seizing them, we're going to need to put some a garrison there to prevent anyone else from seizing them. Altidia's retirement. News come from the office. Unexpectedly, Altidia resigns from her post as General Secretary of the Stalliongradian Communist Party. It is said that her health has been worsening all these years. She was advised to leave Stalliongrad and move into a calm summer camp, Sovienok, in the northern woods of the country. Long live. Altidia retires. The Supreme Soviet becomes the leader. It's a provisional government, and we send volunteers plus 100%. Okay, so we can't really, we can't really help anyone right now, aside from the wars we're already participating in. And it will remain that way for a while.
Pin them down.
I don't know. But that gives us time to focus on our internal problems. Hopefully no new... I was going to say, hopefully no new wars break out while we have our provisional government that would prevent us from sending troops to go help people. War in the south. Luna's control of the southeastern peninsula. This doesn't really look like a peninsula, it's more like a continental bulge. But anyway, is now in danger. Workers in Baltimore rose up and drove out the Thestral garrisons. Dr. Caballero founded the Aslan Free State, and finally, there's this abomination. Well, that's unfortunate. We have syndicalism,